Research shows that the middle of an event, journey, or project is when people start losing motivation and effort begins to follow a U-shaped curve. In other words, people experience a sharp slump in productivity and momentum. But time is an illusion. Months don't exist. These productivity slumps can happen at any time of the year. New Year's resolutions are also BS. Why not make a change now? What's more exciting than that? The present is the only time we can ever make a change. The truth is, most people don't fail because of a mid-year slump. They fail because they lack urgency from the very beginning. In this video, which comes directly from my weekly Substack article, I'm going to share 4 shifts that you can make right now to become unrecognizable. Not in the next 6 months, but in the next 6 weeks. We hear stories about athletes, authors, content creators, musicians, filmmakers, craftspeople, engineers, how all of them took years and sometimes even decades to get to where they are. But do things really need to take that long? Or are we just accustomed to a certain system? You know what I'm talking about. To get 1 grade, it would take us a year. To get 1 degree, it would take us 4 years. Our brains have literally accepted this as truth. And this continues in our work lives. A performance review happens annually. Promotions and bonuses also happen annually. If there was one thing they should have taught us in school, it should have been time management. Not just how to manage our time, but how to design and manage our own projects. I say this because people, including myself, are terrible at estimating how long something actually needs to take. It sounds impressive when someone says, I put blood, sweat and tears into this for 5 years. We respect it more because of the repetition and consistency. But does something really need to take that long? I tend to believe that time in between doesn't matter. What occurs in between matters. Ask yourself, where are you getting your timeline expectations from? Is it the people around you? Is it from deeply rooted beliefs that you formed in childhood and adulthood through school and work? Are you even aware that you have a timeline expectation? Not setting one is worse because then whatever you need to do can be done whenever. And whenever usually means never. Your life moves at the speed of your decisions. Work-life balance is utter BS. Learn from nature instead. Everything comes in seasons. Every successful person is viewed as borderline insane because at some point they had a season of going borderline insane about their goals and vision. If you're in your season of work, forget about balance for a while and do the thing until it gets done. Most of the time, it's all emotional safety. Not doing the thing makes you feel better in the short term, but quietly kills you in the long term. If you want to move faster, learn faster. If you want to learn faster, move faster. The quicker you learn, the quicker you'll progress. Treat everything as a feedback loop. Not just your failures, but your successes too. Don't forget the basics. Get good sleep. Move your body. Don't doom scroll the moment you wake up. Be well dressed and look presentable. Your basics are your sacrifices. There are no to other people in the outside world. You need to say no to things that don't align with your goals and vision. That's a non-negotiable in and of itself. A lot of people crave confidence, but confidence usually comes from saying no and sticking to the plan. Have 3 to 5 non-negotiables. Mine are working out 30 minutes a day, even if that means going for a long walk, meditating for 20 minutes, and no alcohol. They're not exciting, but they're simple. And that's the point. The third shift is to work on your money mindset. Over the next 6 weeks, pick one skill and ruthlessly eliminate everything else. If you're not satisfied with where you are, skill is how you move from point A to point B through the bridge of self-education. I would recommend writing marketing, storytelling, or sales. That's basically content creation, but it all falls under one umbrella. Do a deep dive. Absolutely saturate your brain. Read, watch, listen, and write about your interests and curiosities for 4+ hours a day. Then launch a project. One project. Build something real. A landing page, an ebook, a one-on-one coaching service, anything. Get feedback on it fast, fix it, and repeat. It's inevitable that something will happen. I promise. Even if it's just a $50 offer that you put out there, it will teach you lessons and grow you much more than the 2 decades that you spent at school. Who is the person that you envision yourself becoming? Is he someone that doesn't work a traditional job? Does he have a side income? Is he self-employed to some capacity? Entrepreneurship and selling your own thing has become the most integral part of my self-development journey because it's the only path that I'm aware of that forces you to work on so many of your limiting beliefs. By trying to make money, you quickly see how many limiting beliefs you actually have. It's a matter of practicing abundance. You need to believe that anything that is meant for you will be yours. Very corny, right? But if you don't believe something is yours, regardless of what it is, how can it truly be yours? One of the biggest blockers for a lot of people are themselves. They spend weeks, months, and even years working on something that should have took them a few hours or days. But that happens because they don't believe they should get paid that amount just to do a few hours of work. Behind all of it is a limiting belief. I have very strong beliefs about the creator economy and the opportunity to make money online because I genuinely believe this is peak humanity. This has never been done before. My parents had to leave their parents to come to the UK as immigrants and raise their kids, me, to give me this life. Now, I could work through the corporate world and become a something, but I know that something is just a cog in a machine who no one knows their name. What I'm talking about is different. The internet is an opportunity for all of us. If you also hold similar strong beliefs but aren't sure where to start or feel lost and overwhelmed by all the noise, then I've got a free guide for you. It's directly tied to everything that we're talking about here, covering branding, persuasion, content, and marketing. Link in the description below. And finally, visibility. The more visible you are, the more opportunities you attract. Being brutally honest, I've never truly been in a good environment. I was born in Turkey, then moved to the UK at the age of 2 to a place called Newcastle, which is a pretty rough area to grow up in. Before you think it can't get any worse, I then moved to North London at the age of 13. These are all places where not many people make it through. That's why the internet means a lot to me. It's given us the opportunity to put ourselves in front of people we would have never had the chance to meet before. I've posted on TikTok since 2020. During that time, some of the biggest brands in the world have reached out to me. Netflix, Disney, Paramount Plus, Universal Studios. Partnering up with the agency that I was with at the time, I even had the chance to interview Christopher Nolan when Oppenheimer was being released. Unfortunately, I was away on holiday in Japan, so I couldn't do it. But the opportunity was there, and it came from being visible. Don't underestimate visibility. Visibility is leverage, and leverage creates endless opportunities. You also don't need to be on camera. You can write Substack articles. Visibility is visibility at the end of the day. And that's all from me for this week. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in my free guide, link in the description below. If not, I'll see you in the next one.